is this so wobbly? Wiggly wobbly. Hey, how are you, Metal Rain? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday the 13th. Well, at least it's Friday the 13th here now. Cool. I always love when that happens.
An IQ of 85.
The dog is now going to start whining. Great. What's wrong, puppy? Someone to hold you. And somebody to love.
Maximum volume.
No, it's Baby Gypsy. I know it can be difficult to tell the difference sometimes in what they look like because their coats are so much alike. You okay? Okay. Where you going? You gonna go lay down? She's like, I don't know. The spirit box said, yep, spirit box is going to lay down. Hey Kylie, how are you tonight? Welcome back to the channel. Are there any spirits with us now that want to communicate with us? Any good spirits that could speak with us tonight? Are you there? Can you hear my voice? Spirit, what are you trying to say? Can you speak up? Excuse me. Spirit, if there's any spirits there that could maybe speak with us about Nancy Guthrie. I've come back tonight to ask more questions about Nancy. Hey Meryl, good morning, afternoon, and evening thing. Cheers. I got my coffee, fee. Have I seen the movie Send Help? No, but please send help. Is that a good movie? Okay, the dog is digging her way through the laundry. I'll be right back. What are you doing, silly monkey? Careful now. Yeah, careful. What's going on? Are you not able to get comfortable on your couch? So there's been a lot of updates in that Nancy Guthrie case. I went over some of them. I think there's just like a lot of holes in the case. When we live in a modern, advanced society with the technology we have, the airspace we have, the garbage that's in it, and even outer space, and not one camera or satellite or person has seen her? I mean, and some of the things that they're revealing about the security of some of these highways and these areas around her home just sounds so unsafe. Like, yeah, here's some highways and roads where you can just do whatever you want because the cameras aren't set up, or there's no cameras, or they're only equipped to, you know, be a traffic signal or traffic cam that does or doesn't take your license plate. There's just a lot of holes. Nobody even knows who's head of the investigation. That's a bit strange to me. Now I guess that TMZ has gotten another letter, but it's like somebody who says that they are so now I'm going to report you to YouTube and Google for breaking their terms of service. Now, once I've put you on my hidden word list and my hidden person list, well, I'll have all the information I need about you. So you can't come to YouTube and hide behind a silly username and start spamming and breaking their terms of service, because then you hand over your privacy to them. Well, most of your privacy. They won't get your MAC address, but if they find that they might need it, they will find it. And they will find out who you are. And if you have other channels, you can kiss them goodbye if you keep acting like this on YouTube. So, have a nice day being an ass. You'll be an ass in someone else's chat. Who even does that? I don't know, just report them, please. So back to what I was so rudely interrupted saying. Hey Pammy, how are you, dear? So now there's supposedly a new letter or reach out to TMZ, and the guys said that if they would just send them 1 Bitcoin, they could tell you who has her or is a suspect, or they know whoever did this. There's also supposedly now there's supposedly no Bitcoin account that has received 6 million Bitcoin, or $6 million in Bitcoin at least, or $6 million altogether, except for one that may have been a hoax that's not tied to this case. Wouldn't you feel pretty insecure about even calling Cash Patel to help you find your missing child or missing family member? I mean, it's just showing how easy it is to just go missing, especially if they want you missing. Just saying. Do any of the spirits that might be able to hear my voice tonight, I mean, who would even trust Cash Patel? He can't even look you in the eye. Have you seen that guy's picture lately? He looks like what might be under the scary clown guy at the carnival. So back to dear Nancy Guthrie. If there's any spirits that could answer any of our questions tonight about Nancy Guthrie, or would like to speak with us about Nancy Guthrie, any of her loved ones on the other side, or most trusted and strongest spirit guides that could help us. I mean, and now they're saying that the masked person at the door where the camera was could have very well been a woman, and that supposedly whoever it is wearing a mask over a mask. I'll tell you what, if I lose a family member, I ain't gonna be calling the FBI and Homeland Security. I'm gonna be calling La Cosa Nostra first. At this point. Spirit, can you help us find Nancy Guthrie, or tell us where she is? Is she okay? Can you tell us, Spirit, if Nancy Guthrie is okay? Can you give us any comfort in letting us know that Nancy Guthrie is okay tonight? Does Nancy Guthrie's disappearance have anything to do with the Epstein files? does Nancy Guthrie's disappearance have anything to do with the Epstein files? Kind of sounded like either somebody laughed or started to cry, or are you okay, spirits? Spirit, does Nancy Guthrie's disappearance have anything to do with the Epstein case? Hey Julian, welcome to the channel. Spirit, what do we need to know about Nancy Guthrie? Excuse me. Purse? Person or purse? I don't have a purse, Spirit. Does Nancy Guthrie have a purse? Is she in someone's purse? I know that's a silly question to ask. Spirit, what do we need to know about Nancy Guthrie tonight? Anybody would like to ask a question about Nancy Guthrie or the Epstein files or whatever might be on your mind tonight, please feel free to ask. Please do try to stay on topic. If you join the chat and you start to talk about something we're not talking about, you could be timed out by the moderator, so I'm just giving fair warning. What, Spirit? I'm not sure I understand the language you're speaking. Coming, what? How are we with subscribers? I was at, I think 2380 when I started. I haven't looked yet to see. Two, 381. Are there any spirits there that can hear my voice that would like to speak with us tonight? You said people. You just said people. What people? What people, Spirit? Let me turn down the extra added noise in the room. Are there any spirits that can communicate with us tonight on the spirit box? Thanks so much for your subscription. I appreciate that. I am doing free questions with the Spirit Box. If you want to ask a question, you're more than welcome to. You can also buy a tarot card reading. Everything you need to know is in the description and then in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. If you want to check out my music, you can check out my music in the description and then in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinned comment. There's also a link to check out my music in the pinn musician and artist channel. This is not a tarot channel, so please don't get that confused. I do the Spirit Box, live tarot, and sometimes live music on the live streams. If Spirit wants to tell Enshuman about their intuition, feel free to. Sometimes it takes patience with a spirit box. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get it to even excuse me, say anything other than sometimes it likes to make a lot of noises. If there's any spirits that would like to communicate with Anshuman, please let them know. Feeling a little bit like your intuition is off or something? I mean, I just am curious. So what has thrown you off? Is it people who like maybe get a reading from you and say that's not happening, or maybe it's your thoughts on maybe things that you thought were going to happen but maybe they didn't happen? Because your intuition is never wrong. It's just that sometimes your intuition can be played by multiple factors, and if you are a bit of an indecisive person who maybe isn't standing in your power in regards to being trustworthy of that intuition and inner compass, sometimes sometimes we can be wrong. That's accountable, and that's a given. But you must realize that when you give readings and people are saying things like that's not happening or I don't get that vibe, that just because it doesn't resonate with them doesn't mean that it's not happening around them or won't happen. Usually I just kind of run with what feels right and kind of leave what doesn't behind, but I try to always, focus in on what is serving me instead of what doesn't serve me. That way my intuition will stay sharp and my inner compass will guide me where I need to be in regards to what my intuition is telling me. Social media, the internet, working, not getting enough rest, that can cut you off from your inner compass. And your inner compass, that intuition, those stem from your survival skills. So I think you just probably need some mental rest. Yeah, I think you just need some mental rest. And you understand that you're never really wrong in your reality. And that more people are not willing to take accountability. It's always like, why me? Why me? Well, why not? You know what I mean? Like, why not? Maybe you have something to learn from it, And what's really difficult is when there are people who don't, understand how tarot works because they're not a professional tarot reader. Maybe they're an amateur, or maybe they've never done tarot. They've only gotten tarot readings, but they don't begin to understand it. Can get very confusing for them if you do give them a reading. People want to get a tarot card reading sometimes, and I'll explain to them exactly what it means, like exactly what their reading's trying to tell them, and they're just like, What? What does that mean? So I think it's really important to find a subject and stick to studying it. You know, whether it's tarot, whether it's music, maybe it's writing, maybe it's history, maybe it's journalism, maybe it's science. You too. Have a good day and be safe. Yeah, it's just like press-on nails, Kevin. Press-on nails are not done by a professional nail technician. Okay? But you would never call somebody who wasn't certified to do nail tech work a professional if they weren't certified by another professional who is sought after in the industry. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, you can get professionally certified as a tarot card reader. Doesn't mean that it's a real thing. Well, everything has a meaning, and only anything has a meaning until you give it a meaning or doesn't have a meaning. It's up to you. It's kind of like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. What does it really mean to you? It could mean nothing at all. It could just be a senseless movie with no, moral of the point. Okay, I'm going back to the spirit box questions we were asking. Are there any spirits that can hear my voice? Are there any spirits that can see me or see us in the chat? Spirit, is there anything that you'd like to share with us tonight about Nancy Guthrie? I hate to get too deep into darker questions because... Did it just say researcher? Are you a researcher, Spirit? Do you like to research things? Are you in search of her? Or we search her? It's interesting what it just said. I can't really make it out what it said, but it did say something about searching. Are you searching for Nancy Guthrie? Does anybody know where Nancy Guthrie is? Or can any of the spirits that might be able to hear my voice, any of her loved ones on the other side? Where is Nancy Guthrie? Okay, I'm going to reset the RemPod again. Help, how can we help you, Spirit? How can we help you, Spirit? We're trying to find out if Nancy Guthrie is okay. You got a problem with gay people? Because you can just get hidden from the channel. Did it just say Guthrie? The spirit box just said Guthrie. Oh look, there's your username. You've been reported for harassing me. Have a nice day in the toilet. That is so creepy how it said Guthrie in a really creepy voice. Like a really low, creepy voice. Why are you saying Guthrie, Spirit? Where is Nancy Guthrie? Does her disappearance have anything to do with the Epstein files? Are there any spirits that are willing to communicate with us about the Epstein files? What would you like to talk about, Spirit? It's weird, it just said my last name. Hayward. Hi. Is that your name? Is your name Hayward? Is there someone there named Guthrie or Hayward? Is there anything that any of the spirits with us would like to say? Spirit, is the person that was seen on the camera in the mask, are they male or female? It sounded like it said the name Danny. Is that your name, Spirit? Is your name Danny? Spirit, what's your name? Spirit, what's your name? Alright, I'll be right back. That was a little bit crazy. It just said something crazy. I wish I had the spirit box on. I'm not going to repeat it. But it said something about a beast. What are you trying to say about a beast? Are you trying to say that there is a crazy dog or beast? That has Nancy Guthrie? The same man has Nancy Guthrie. The same man. What about the same man? What do we need to know about the same man? Brock Lesnar. That's funny. I say Brock Lesnar in the spirit box. I mean, the RemPod wants to... Excuse me, activate. I'm so tired today. Make him tough what? Jeffries? Did the spirit box really say Jeffries? What are you trying to tell us about Jeffrey? Are you trying to say Jeffrey is a beast of a man? Are there any spirits with us right now who can tell us where you're at? Do you know where you're at, spirits? What about the time being? Spirit, can you answer some questions? Can you tell us maybe where the whereabouts are of Nancy Guthrie? She was last seen at her home on January 31st, 2026. Is Nancy at the home in Catalina Foothills? Can you tell me if she's at home? Is Nancy Guthrie home? Hey Ghost Rider, welcome back to the Chamois. Happy Friday the 13th. Spirit, can you tell us where Nancy Guthrie was taken? Did it just say boy? Brother? What about brother? You just depressed tonight? Okay, join the depressed club. I think we have 2 new subscribers. Does Nancy Guthrie have a son? So yes, Nancy Guthrie has one living son, Charles Cameron Guthrie. He is the eldest of her 3 children and the brother of the Today co-host of Guthrie and sister Annie Guthrie. He's played a prominent role in public appeals following his mother's recent disappearance. He's a retired firefighter. Oh, F-16 fighter pilot. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. Does Savannah Guthrie, does her son know where she is?
Yes, doesn't.
Her brother kidnapped her. No, I mean, maybe her son kidnapped her. Or had somebody kidnap her. Someone kidnapped their own parents, but I guess if someone would murder their family members, they would kidnap them too. I'm not saying he would, but what I'm saying is, you know, we've seen stories like this before.
Creeping up.
So, Nancy Guthrie's brother is alive? I'm really confused. Like, 1 minute it tells me it's her son, and the next minute it tells me it's her brother. I think, Google is very confused. Stranger Things. So Charles Cameron Guthrie is the eldest of her 3 children. When I asked if her brother was still alive, it's her brother's alive, Charles Cameron Guthrie. So what is it? Is that her brother or is that her son? I mean, excuse me, my dad was in his 60s when he had siblings in their 80s. So I can't tell at this point. I don't know what the truth is. So, communication with abductors. He has specifically addressed the potential captors, asking them to reach out to the family to establish a line of communication. So the family's father, Charles, died suddenly from a heart attack in 1988. Wow. Is Charles Guthrie, who passed away in 1988. Can you help me find Nancy Guthrie? Stop. It's like something doesn't want her to be found. I'm not going to stop. You have no power here. You only exist because you're a figment of my imagination, so be grateful. I'm giving you a platform to talk on. Do you understand me? I'm trying to talk to somebody here and find some information that can maybe help Savannah Guthrie. Probably better than anything Cash Patel's doing right now. Spirit, can you give me a description of the suspect? Does the Guthrie case, the Guthrie disappearance, have anything to do with the Epstein files? Can you give me a name? Can you give me a name regarding who took Nancy Guthrie? Yep. If anybody wants to ask the Spirit Box a question, I'm going to be logging out very soon. I just jumped on for a quick hour so I could see if anybody needed any help with anything, readings, or maybe try to see if the Spirit Box will talk to us tonight, but it's not really that active in communicating other than making a bunch of weird noises. I did say Guthrie. I did say brother. Have a good rest, Metal Rain. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Is Roxanne's dad Raul there? Or Paul? It's Raul. Did the Spirit Box just say focus? Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for spirits to warm up to the Spirit Box. It seems like I got more answers on Tuesday than I did tonight. Spirit, are there any spirits that would like to talk to us about John Benet Ramsey? gets kind of creepy and crazy when I start talking about her. John Benet Ramsey, are you there? And did your disappearance and your death have anything to do with the Epstein files? Is John Benet Ramsey still with us? Well, yeah, I mean, Giselle Maxwell, who is Epstein's girlfriend, well, one of them, was seen at many of her pageants throughout the years. If you look, excuse me, at the pictures of the description of the drawing of the woman or the person that was last seen with Madeleine McCain, looks just like Giselle Maxwell, who was, you know, the co-conspirator with Epstein. In fact, they're trying to say that she was the ringleader. I mean, think about it. Think about it, Ghost Rider. When John Benet Ramsey went missing, they found her body. And it's been all these years, and technology is so far advanced compared to what 30 years ago was. And we can't even find Nancy Guthrie? Powerful people all connected with Epstein who will do anything to protect themselves. You're very right about that. I don't know what that is, but get off my drink! Ah! Sorry. Okay, I won't be setting my drink down there again. Anyways, you don't want to get lost in my drink anyways. What was that? Oh gosh, I'm silly. It was not a bug. It was just like a piece of lint or something. I'm alright, the world's all wrong. Thanks, Ghost Rider. Spirit, what do we need to know about the Epstein files? Will we ever find some peace and some justice in regards to this case? Will any of us find some justice or peace regarding this case? So what I find is kind of funny a little bit is that, well, I don't find this funny, but I think it's very strange, all right? So I am a little bit freaked out about the coordinates that, like, they've given me regarding Nancy Guthrie. I'm talking about them, the spirits. Because I asked where she was the other day. It said she was home. In a corner. Then the next day it said that she was at 25. So we know she was home when she was kidnapped, okay? We know that maybe when it said corner, maybe that meant that she felt cornered or she was cornered as she was kidnapped, okay? But then I asked if the spirits knew where she was, or if any of her most trusted and strongest spirit guides knew where she was, and we just got the number 25. So when I went to look up the coordinates of the number 25 in Tucson, Arizona, it actually is stating that that is the northern part of the state park that is there in Tucson, Arizona. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. But it's almost like as if it was assuming that she was being held in the state park. I mean, we have gotten a couple of answers from the spirit box to say that she was okay, but they're few and far between. Yeah, Spirit, if you could just share the winning lottery numbers with us so we can buy a house on the beach and the whole channel can move to California or to some beautiful exotic place that's not like the Epstein files, that would be wonderful. Yeah, I just hate to think about it. I hate to think that it meant that, you know, letting me know that she was gone from this plane. Like, I hate to admit it, but I mean, what? First of all, iPhone. What about an iPhone? You know, I hate to think that it will be a sorrowful ending, because nobody wins in this case. Nobody's getting any money that we know of. Nobody's getting their mom back that we know of. Nobody's finding mom that we know of. And the people who took her, it's been this long. They obviously took her for some kind of reason, because at the end of the day, whether they got money or not, whether they got anything out of it, they obviously got who they wanted. For one reason or another. What that woman knows, I don't know. Here's what doesn't make any sense to me. So, my dad had a heart monitor for quite some time. Alright? And the doctors could monitor how he was doing. They could also monitor where he was in case there was an accident. I don't know if pacemakers in 2025 or the 21st century are even that advanced. But I just find that it's so strange to me that the monitor that was on my dad would have let the doctor know if there was something wrong with his heart, if there was something happening to his heart, if he was starting to not act correctly. Because what it was is he had this particular heart monitor for a short amount of time, just so they could kind of see what was going on with the algorithm of his heart. No problems, of course, ridiculous amounts of money spent for something he didn't need again. But at least we know that, you know, his heart's okay, right? But the machine that controlled the heart monitor, like, he could use it like a cell phone where he would just pick it up and he'd put it over his heart so it could monitor his heart. But also, it had a different mode where he could just set it down and it would be monitoring the heart all the time. We didn't need an app. We didn't need a phone. The doctor monitored it for years. And it would send signal to the doctor. So I don't really... So maybe a pacemaker is a little bit different than a loop recorder. A loop recorder heart monitor is what my dad had. I don't know. But I'm just kind of disappointed in the fact that this woman has a pacemaker in her and no one can locate the pacemaker. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess her pacemaker's 50,000 years old. I don't know. You know what also is really annoying the shit out of me? people who want to talk about history, but they call the 1900s the 19th century. Please stop fucking doing that. Thank you. This is my little PSA about it. I am just so sick and tired of people who want to talk about history, but they can't get their damn centuries right. I'm telling you, do you know how many times I have looked at like different stuff in regards to everything that's going on with Epstein case and everything that's going on with Nancy Guthrie's case, and people trying to talk about the history of it, and then saying in the 19th century and the 1900s, like, bitch, did you go to school or not? You know? It's really fucking irritating to me, pardon my French. So I'm just gonna let you know how I feel about that right now, people, okay? 1900s, just because you're from it, wasn't the 19th century. Okay, now I feel better. Hey, Jesus, welcome to the Chammy. I just had to have a little bitch moment there, because there's, yeah, right, Spirit, because if there's one thing that I love the most, it's studying history and geography and science, especially our history, because I think our history is so important not only to learn, but to share so that we don't keep repeating the same damn stupid things. Nobody has to get kidnapped. Stop protecting criminals. God, I mean, stop protecting people who are just like absolutely batshit crazy, okay, who have these crazy tendencies. People know. I mean, people know if they're crazy or not, or if they have a problem or not. And they'll probably try to hide it as long as they can because they think they can't get caught. I mean, I'm telling you what, if you know someone that you love and care about and they're having crazy thoughts, help them, talk to them, find them help. So they don't keep rinse, repeating, and recycling the crazy until one day they either take themselves out or they take someone else out. I think that there's enough free healthcare as well as, not free healthcare, but free mental health care, as well as plenty of therapists, grief counselors. Go to a tarot card reader if that feels more comfortable at the end of the day. But seriously, I mean, you can't, I can count on both hands how many people this week tried to make a highly intellectual video about the Epstein files and called the 1900s the 19th century. I mean, at that point, it's just like, what are you doing? Reading a script that AI wrote for you? Swipe left. But yeah, so we haven't really gotten a lot of clues from the spirits tonight about Nancy Guthrie other than something about the brother. I mean, that's pretty different compared to the 25 coordinates yesterday, the truck it talked about. The truck it talked about. Trump also was mentioned, as well as her being home. But you're very right, Pam. Like you're right. She could have already crossed over, but just because we haven't heard word from her doesn't mean she hasn't. Like I want to hold on to hope. I think that there could still be a really great outcome with this. But at the end of the day, if people don't even know who's ahead of the investigation and we're not hearing from the sheriff of the town and nobody's talking, they know what's up. Something's not right. Somebody's lying. Somebody is covering it up. Something's wrong. I think I'm losing my internet. I think the internet's broken. Yeah, there are way too many scenarios. You're very right. And the reason I keep asking if her disappearance has anything to do with the Epstein files is because Savannah Guthrie interviewed one of the Epstein survivors. And I think that because of that, it could be tied in. And of course, they're going to send Kash Patel out to make it look like they care. I mean, you think they would send Homeland Security out for me? What about you, Pam? What about you, Ghost Rider? No, they wouldn't give a fuck about us. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, You know, are they really trying to help? And are they playing satire with the lawyers over at TMZ? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Hey, welcome to the Chammy. How are you tonight? But that makes no sense, because if it was related to her daughter interviewing, then it goes to say there would be no ransom. But see, at the end of the day, Pam, it would be like, let's make it look this way. Do you see what I'm saying? Look at the huge cover-up for 30 years in regards to the Epstein files. Now look at the people they're trying to protect. Okay, at this point, La Cosa Nostra is angels compared to the administration and the regime. Okay, the administration and the regime that got and laid the foundation of security for this country, the United States of America, because of La Cosa Nostra. In case you guys didn't know that fact, just so you know. Okay? Just need you to know that. If you think anybody else helped lay the foundation of security in this country for the first time was anybody else but the mob, you're so wrong. Go do your research. Go do your research. It was mob boss Vito Genovese that helped them do it. So at the end of the day, this is all mobster tactics. Mobster tactics done by noobs who will never be mobsters. They will only look like mobsters to you because of the movies and the books you've seen written about mobsters. But it will always be messy. Why will it be messy? Because at the end of the day, it's all just a movie to them. It's all just a, let's see how many likes and subscribes we can get. Let's see how much airtime our name can get out there. They don't really care about us. They don't care about this country. They don't care about these people who are missing. Okay, I wouldn't put it past Savannah Guthrie to try to have some other kind of investigation going on behind Homeland Security's back. At the end of the day, I am just like I'm beside myself that the sheriff hasn't said anything. There's been no leads other than a bunch of shit that probably didn't even happen. Now they're trying to say that maybe the suspect was a woman. How many more lies are they going to tell us about Nancy Guthrie, Spirit, before they tell us the truth? I mean, did you hear the president today the not your president actually going on today about nothing? And then making that excuse today that horrible racist post that he posted, blaming it on someone else like a child, okay? And then turning around and trying to say that it had anything other to do with racism? Had to do with voter fraud? You know, I think there's a lot more highly educated and respectful ways to teach us about voter fraud instead of making fun of people. It doesn't matter if there's been a horrible meme going around years that looked like that. He is so irresponsible and unaccountable for everything and anything he does. And that's why I think that they're not telling us everything. Think about it, Pam. Every Bitcoin account, when you open a Bitcoin account, you can't just go open a Bitcoin account and be like, this is my name, my birthday. No, you have to actually show your ID, and then you have to show your face in a real picture. You have to share your address. You have to share your bank details. And then to hear the other day that they were like, yeah, there's no way to trace this account. I mean, what? No, that's bullshit. And actual been putting out that you could trade Bitcoin or give Bitcoin to someone and not be able to actually know where that account is coming from is such bullshit. So a lot of information given out is wrong and educates people in the wrong way. For anybody to even send a letter today to the lawyers at TMZ and say, "Oh, just give me 1 Bitcoin today, and I'll tell you who it is." No, it's Cash Patel. Gotta blame it on somebody. I do think it's a little bit creepy tonight that I asked who was it that took Nancy Guthrie, and the spirit box said the name was Danny. I don't know. I'm just really angry about it. I apologize, and I'm fantastic. Nobody should have to go missing or be kidnapped in this country when we have the high technology that we have in the world today. And then what's all that stupid shit with Elon Musk being like, "Oh, I'll pay for any ST file survivor to come through and I'll help you." Like, excuse me, what? Drop dead. Can you hear me, Elon Musk? You're next on my list. You're next on my drop dead list. I'm gonna deal with my mind. You're done. I just thought that was so creepy. Like, yeah, send creepy messages to a creepy person and then try to help survivors of the creepy person. Like, what is, like, what? Wow, the spirit box is going crazy. You're right. You're very right, Ghost Rider. That person is a tool. They're definitely a tool. It's kind of crazy how, like, the spirit box started shouting and the REM pod kind of went nuts when I started to get on my high horse about that. Are you okay, Spirit? I'm sorry. I know I've been talking your ear off now for 75 minutes. You gotta pee? Okay. You gotta pee, Spirit? It sounded like the spirit box gotta pee. Are you okay? I'll be right back. Yeah, I was trying to get her away from Alright, so if there's any last words that any spirits might want to share with us before we say goodnight. Okay, so what did we learn today? The 1900s is not the 19th century. Spirits happen to think that the brother has something to do with Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. But all I can say is that he's probably helping. He's probably helping as much as he can. I just think it's kind of crazy that I asked who has Nancy Guthrie and it said the brother. But it could have been a lie. Maybe spirits lie too. It also said the name Danny. I asked who has Nancy Guthrie and it said Danny. Does Nancy Guthrie have a friend named Danny or... So another thing is that it said the other day the name Timmy in regards to Nancy Guthrie. And I was looking up, and other people who've used the spirit box in the same situation said they keep getting the name Timmy. So I thought that was weird.
This is...
So Danny Wilson is the founding commander of the FBI hostage rescue team. He has appeared as an expert on News Nation. Danny Directo, a media personality who has interviewed experts regarding Nancy. And Bible study context. Interesting. If you are referring to the Bible teacher Nancy Guthrie, who shares the same name as the missing woman, she has long-standing profession and theological connections to the biblical book of Daniel. Okay, so maybe I need to be more thorough about the Nancy Guthrie I'm talking about. I didn't realize that maybe Nancy Guthrie is a typical name than Stormy. Jesus? Did Spiritbox just say Jesus? What? Okay, did anybody tell us anything on the Spiritbox about Nancy Guthrie, who was kidnapped? She's the mother of Savannah Guthrie. I'll give you 5 minutes. Yes, I am a brat. You're right. Spiritbox is a brat. That's kind of funny. Yes, good night, Ghost Rider. Thanks everyone who came out tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night. It's my second birthday, Friday the 13th. So I'll be here hanging out mostly with y'all if I can, as much as I can tomorrow night. So be safe, whatever you're doing out there. I'm going to say goodnight right here. I'm going to turn off the Spiritbox since I don't think it really has anything else to say. I even had the RemPod on high voltage tonight, so it was super sensitive, but really didn't really get a lot. Be good to yourself with your thoughts. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Ghost Rider. Thank you, Metal Rain. Thanks, everyone who came out tonight. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Happy Valentine weekend.